Good morning, everyone. I wanted to welcome you to the Student of the Month ceremony for December. My name is Brian Radovich. I'm the assistant principal for the senior class here at LT for the class of 2022. It's always my pleasure to host this event in the morning. It's an awesome way to start a Friday, and these students all deserve to be honored. It's so great to recognize them, especially considering the large population here that we have at LT. All of you are getting a new experience too. This is the first time we've had it in the boardroom. So this is a little bit different with our setting with some other events that were going on today. So that's a first as well, but wanted to welcome you all. The students being honored today will be presented by their nominating teachers, and the teachers will share a little bit about why the students have been nominated. However, because of teaching schedules today, some teachers may have to leave to go teach a class, so please excuse them if they have to run out. Without further ado, we are going to begin. Students, when your presenting teacher is up here, I'm going to ask you to come and stand here on this X for us. Miss Candy Fay is in the back. She's going to film for LTTV, so we want you to be right in the center of that shot while you're being recognized. So let's go ahead and begin. The first to present this morning is going to be Mr. Keller from the Science Department, and he is going to present Julian to us.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming out. Everyone here has worked super hard. No more than my man here, Julian. So congratulations, Julian.
Thank you.
All right. Here's your certificate, and here's a bag of something. All right. Oh, stand next, my friend. Yeah, I'll make it quick. All right. So, anyways. So I teach physics here at North Campus, and Julian is my rock. He is the student that I gauge everything by. If I'm going too fast, Julian will be like, Mr. Gallagher, you slow down for a minute. So I'll slow down a little bit. He's like, I'm kind of bored, I'll speed up a little bit. So he is my weather vane for how fast I should be going. And if Julian's getting it, I know that I'm hitting the right pace. All right. He consistently takes a lead in class. I can always count on Julian to give his best effort in everything. All right, I'm looking forward to your music project in a few hours. So Julian's one of my favorite students because he brings a sense of effort and pride in everything that he does. It's that pride and that effort that you give that is why you're here. So, Julian, thank you.
Thank you.
Great job, Julian. Sometimes teachers need that pacer, too, within the class. So good job, Assistant Mr. Keller.
You can pass this out.
Next up, we have Mr. Hartley, who's going to present Maria.
Good morning. My name is David Hartley. I teach choir here at LT, and it is my honor to present on behalf of the music department our nomination for Student of the Month to Maria Gondos. Maria is an exemplary student who, as a senior, has been a dedicated and essential member of LT's choir family for 4 years. This year, she is serving double duty in choir by singing in both varsity choir and senior madrigals, and sharing her thoughts and ideas on choir board. I even just now pulled her out from a performance for senior madrigals that she's doing, singing for students and faculty as they enter the building. Just more evidence of just how dedicated Maria is to choir. Maria is working hard to refine her solo singing chops, too, in her advanced vocal techniques class. She regularly seeks out my colleague Mr. Music or myself for guidance on particular passages in her vocal repertoire that she's working on. Maria has even shared with us this year that she hopes to potentially pursue a career in music education. This is one of the highest honors that Mr. Music and I, as music educators, can receive, that one of our students wants to do what we do. I'm thrilled and confident that Maria may make an exceptional music teacher one day, and one who inspires her students to love and appreciate this rewarding art form of music. We look forward to hearing all about Maria's future endeavors after graduating from LT. Congratulations, Maria.
Congratulations, Maria. Sounds like we might have to excuse you too to do some singing this morning. So, next up, Ms. McClenahan is going to present Jenna to us.
Good morning. I'm Sue McClenahan, teaching the physical welfare department. This is Jenna. Jenna was nominated by me for a participation in applied personal fitness. This is an elective for students in PE that want to go more in depth into fitness concepts and then use what they learn to conquer their own fitness goals. While we all are still learning, I've seen Jenna make some great strides, and I won't share with you her personal goals, but the physical work is hard. And Jenna is determined to always perform her best in movement to her ability, as well as encourage her classmates. I've noticed from the start, at first, Jenna was very, very quiet. She has steadily found her voice. She's really been doing a great job advocating for herself when she has a concern or needs clarification. She usually seeks me out before or after class, sends an email ahead of time, which is always nice as a teacher, not to be rushed. But she's also teamed up with other classmates to work and provide support for one another. And honestly, just the other day, perfect example. We had a few minutes left in class. All I asked was that they keep moving, run, walk, do some body weight exercises. And Jenna took it upon herself to grab a classmate and go play tag. I mean, right back to the playground, right? How fun, and a great example for her other classmates. So I just wanted to encourage her, thank her for the hard work she's put in, and keep it up. Congratulations.
Great job, Jenna. Next up, from Business Education, Mr. Garrettson is going to present Trevor.
Good morning. Nowhere I'd rather be than right here standing next to this young man at 7:15. But first I'd like to congratulate all the nominees for the month of December. You have done something special, regardless of what that may be in the eyes of the beholder, and you are truly deserving of this accomplishment. And I couldn't be any prouder of the man I'm standing next to than Trevor Nash. Trevor is in my business law class, where over the course of the semester I've learned a great deal about him. He is well above his years in knowledge and maturity and has an extremely bright future ahead of him. From the beginning, I knew that this student was special, and he hasn't disappointed. His presence and command once he walks into a room is light years ahead of his age, and has the ability to confidently argue with the best of them when he speaks. I learned this when we were doing a contract scenario with a NFL player, and were you part of ownership?
Yeah.
Okay. And as the general manager, his responsibility was to give the player a contract for the cheapest amount in terms of dollars and years. Well, the student he was competing against was absent that day, and so I decided to take the reign. And he was very challenging to negotiate with, and from that point forward, I knew, like, okay, this kid's got something here, and he might have an opportunity in this profession. So it made it fun, that's for sure. Back in my sales days, we used to do that, and I got a little glimpse of what it was like a few years before I started teaching, so thank you. But his calm demeanor and professional face allows him to keep his emotions under control during any challenging situation. He's been assigned as a lawyer in our mock trial unit, and I look forward to the fireworks that he's going to bring come Tuesday. What you might not know about this young man is He currently is owning and operating his own business that requires a great deal of time and effort to perfect his craft. He started officiating soccer when he was 11 and has worked his way up through the ranks fairly quickly. He currently officiates several elite youth leagues from the ages 13 to 19, as well as amateur and semi-pro adult leagues, which dealing with adults can be very challenging, especially when they're paying to play and they think they still have what it takes when they were in their glory days. So, in addition, he is also working a heavy college schedule that includes JUCO, D3, and at the NAI level, as well as high school. The nights are long and the travel is excessive, and he does all this while managing his academic and extracurricular activities here at LT. He has an extremely bright future in this avocation. Trevor, you're a true leader and a great person. Don't change that no matter what success you have. Stay humble, and you'll continue to rise. Congratulations.
Awesome job, Trevor. Sounds like the negotiating skills probably help on the field, too, with some of those adults. That's good. Next up, Mrs. Condon from the English department is going to present Bella to us.
Okay. Good morning. It is with great pleasure that Bella is the Language Arts Division December Student of the Month recipient. Bella is truly a wonder in every respect of the word. Not only is she an exceptional student in terms of her intellect and consistent willingness to do her very best all the time, but she is a hero in her own right. Although I could cite other happenings in our classroom that set Bella apart from her classmates. One day in August comes to mind. The heat was almost unbearable, and the hornets that like to join in our academic environment were feeling frisky and daring. Thus, we had one of those winged visitors and to enter into our classroom uninvited. Not being a particular fan of any insect and not knowing if any of my new students were allergic, I contemplated what to do. I didn't have to contemplate long because as the hornet swooped down in close proximity to Bella's desk, she reached up, snatched the hornet in her bare hand, and quietly, nonchalantly, smushed the stinging insect in a yellow Post-it note and disposed of it in the wastebasket. She then silently returned to her desk as my own mouth stayed wide open and the class erupted into cheers of gratitude and amazement. As I would quickly begin to learn, this was just Bella's way. Always the first volunteer to help out in any way, small or large. Bella's hand is consistently one of the first to go up in the air. She is humble, kind, and sincere, and I am delighted to be able to acknowledge her with this Student of the Month recognition, not just for her insect heroism, but also for just being a lovely human being. Congratulations, dear Bella.
Congratulations, Bella. We're lucky to have you here today. It sounds like your English class is lucky to have you too as well. Next up from the math department, Mr. Schaefer is going to present Erica.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jonathan Schaefer. I teach math here at North Campus, and it's an honor for me to be here standing next to Erica and to tell a little bit about the great things that she's doing in Pre-Calc Excel this year. So not only is Erica a very organized student, but she's shown significant growth just from day one. Out of months and months of pandemic learning, remote learning into hybrid learning, it was kind of we weren't sure what kind of skills students would have and what they would bring, and it was a bit of a roller coaster as we started in August. But Erica was always there as that rock. She was ready to go, always ready to work hard, always prepared. She recognizes what it takes to be successful, and she consistently meets the demands of our challenging curriculum. She pays very close attention to detail, which is an essential skill practiced and applied throughout our course. She's one of the first to volunteer an answer in class and to share some kind of thought-provoking idea with others. And then when faced with a challenge, and there are many, she embraces the struggle, demonstrating an impressive work ethic to see it through. Erica enjoys actively participating in cooperative learning activities that include small group discussions focused on completing a common task. She often assumes a leadership role in these team activities and never hesitates to offer help, support, or assistance to a classmate who is confused or struggling. And it's maybe for this reason that the Student of the Month nomination for Erica stood out in my mind. I'm often always looking over at her small group, and I see her connecting with a teammate, connecting with a classmate, offering support, offering assistance, working together. She has just an amazing ability to connect with others and to make anyone that she works with just feel comfortable. And she's incredibly helpful and selfless in the way that she does, so much that it's been incredibly impressive the way that she's done so. Each day, Erica exhibits a strong sense of purpose and a focused determination to succeed in all that she does. She demonstrates a commitment to excellence through all of her accomplishments. The continual displays of hard work and discipline and study skills make her an outstanding student and an absolute pleasure to work with. Students aren't expected to earn a perfect score on a high-level math assessment, especially at the accelerated level, but on our next test, she just might. For all these reasons, I'm proud to recognize Erica as the Mathematics Department's December Student of the Month. So Erica, thank you and many congratulations.
Awesome job, Erica. Next up, we have two of our staff members, Ms. Patel and Mr. Stormont, who are going to present 3 students for us from Snowball. If Bo, Leanne, and Lila could come on up.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. I'm going to start a little bit because I'm giving a test at South in 15 minutes. So, hi. These are my Snowball lovely human beings that are here, right? Leanne is one of my directors. Morgan is another. And then Lilia and Bo are the directors on the staff side. And these are people you should know, right? These are incredible human beings that have had a chance to take this beautiful program that we love that has worked with thousands of kids over the last 20, 30 years. And there was a before COVID time, and there's an after COVID time. And we managed to bridge that gap. Something that we didn't know was going to be possible, right? Something that builds upon those that came before. And when you do that, you can lose some institutional knowledge when you have something like, a global pandemic. And we didn't miss a beat. And it wasn't because of me. I love this lady here. It wasn't because of her, right? It was because of the students we get to work with and those that took the reins and took the responsibility to lead their peers, to organize, to pull people together, to impact not just our 55 staff members, but the 200 some odd people we brought with us. It's an incredible undertaking, and we put a lot of responsibility upon these individuals, and they more than stepped up. And I want to stay longer and talk forever, but I want to respect your time and theirs as well. So thanks, everyone. And I'm going to say Patel. Right?
So just a little bit about them individually. First of all, it's awesome working with them. I can't tell you how much Snowball benefited from having these 3 individuals as part of it and as the leaders. So if I start with Bo, I've known Bo since he was a freshman, and the growth that he's shown in Snowball has been amazing. To step up and lead and stand in front of 200 people in this giant lodge and talk. He always brings his positivity, and he always brings his yoga for us. Lilia, also known as Lil J at Snowball. She brings this sort of like whirlwind to it, and will have difficult conversations where sometimes with your peers it's really hard to have difficult conversations, but she will have those difficult conversations. And then we got Leanne. Leanne always brings that bubbly personality and this openness so students can feel comfortable coming to her. And so them with their skills kind of bring us all together. And so congratulations, guys. We love you.
Congratulations, guys. Awesome job. Next up from Fine Arts Department, I'm going to try to pronounce this correctly. Mrs. Milovanovic is going to present Aggie to us.
I'm very excited to announce Agatha Driscoll for the Fine Arts Department Student of the Month. She's in my digital photography, digital photo art imaging course. Agatha is truly an outstanding artist and has shown tremendous ambition and growth in digital photography. Aggie is always showing extra effort in her projects and produces amazing results. She has shown leadership in class to help with her peers in difficult concepts in Photoshop and Illustrator, and often takes lead with group projects. Her photography effort has clearly shown with stunning images and portfolio pieces that make her stand out from her peers. Aggie has created a solid website portfolio with various works ranging in digital photography, Photoshop, and Illustrator. Every assignment she's been given, she's taken it a step further, and then the requirements to add in her own unique twist. It's an honor to have Aggie in my course, and I look forward to seeing her as her work strength as an artist, and she's hopefully going into graphic design. Thank you, Aggie.
Great job, Aggie. I might need your help later photoshopping these teachers back in who had to go give tests today. So happy test day to students. Next up, Mrs. Bauer from Student Services is going to present Isabel.
So I'm Mrs. Bauer. I'm from Student Services. I'm one of the senior counselors. And Isabel's probably here like, what in the heck is a counselor going to say about me? But it's been one of those exciting things. As a counselor, we're blessed with being given 350 incoming freshmen. And Isabel probably doesn't remember this, but like all freshmen, she was very quiet, kind of reserved, a little stubborn, kind of set in her ways. As we grew and developed and such like that, she had a little bit of a rough sophomore year, and it was one of those things where suddenly the pandemic hit. And as a counselor, you're just so worried because we didn't get to talk about career connections. We didn't get to talk about how careers relate to majors and how majors relate to college. We didn't get to give her the Myers-Briggs personality test to talk about how her personality fits with other careers. And then at the start of senior year, the senior counselors are talking, and we're like, boy, did they read our emails? Did they Zoom with us when we had big Zooms? And you just worried how they were. And then Isabel came into my office and blew me away. She talked about physical therapy and research schools, not because they were on US News and World Report rankings, because she talked with people, and she really talked with professionals in the field, and where did they go? And she really talked about how the program was going to help support her, how the importance of knowing her professors. She did everything that we had wanted her to, and she became like an opened person. She talked about running, God bless you, during the pandemic to help her through, and she just did everything that you would hope that a young person would. She grew and developed into this young adult that you feel so positive that she's going to go out there and make an impact, because she just became this person who just made you excited as a counselor, because they're exactly where you wanted them to be in their senior year. And I had to share that with Mr. King and Mr. Zaroli, and so it became very clear to us who we wanted to nominate for Student of the Month, because she really grew into the person we want them to be, but she took the ownership, she did the research, it was just exciting to work with her, and I hope you realize how exciting you are to work with, And I wish you the best of luck upon graduation, and you'll do great out there, okay?
Great job, Isabel. Next, from social studies, Miss George is going to present Gabrielle.
Good morning, and thanks for the couple of people that are still at the table. I feel like looking this way, I was like, there's nobody left in the room. In thinking about who to choose for Student of the Month, my mind instantly went to Gabby. Constitutional law attracts many students who are committed, bright, passionate learners. So to stand out prominently says a lot. It certainly stands out. She has all the strengths of a fantastic student. Here's my little checklist. You probably can't see in the back, but she hits all the marks. All wonderful. But let me paint a true picture of Gabby's dedication. Gabby took on the role of an attorney in our second Supreme Court mock hearing. She was tasked with defending the constitutional rights of one of the two men charged in the Boston Marathon bombings from 2013. This is a current pending Supreme Court case. No small task. She took this on. She just stood up to the challenge and said, you know, very willing and excited to take it on, which was great. In fact, she might have been known to practice delivering her arguments to friends at the lunch table. And as far as I've heard, I think they're still her friends even. So, another big challenge presented itself in our very recent murder mock hearing. And once again, Gabby said, bring it on. Oh, not literally, but yeah. And this time she had to prosecute a woman charged with killing her husband after suffering years of life-threatening abuse. And she did this with just complete commitment, insight, critical thinking, and so much enthusiasm. And let me once again paint a picture of her dedication. Day 2, she has a French field trip. And in the middle of class, I get an email with a selfie of her and a friend down at the Art Institute saying, go team, Mrs. George, you know, how's it going? And go team. And there's like nothing better as a teacher to have something like that pop into your inbox. So I adore having Gabby in class, and I am honored to present you with this award.
Great job, Gabby. You could find a way to get more curriculum into the cafeteria, too. I would appreciate that. That would help with behavior. Thanks. Our next 3 teachers actually couldn't make it this morning, so I am going to go ahead and present what their summaries are on behalf of them. And first is Mr. Root from Applied Technology from Aviation, and he is going to present Gina. So Gina, come on up. I think Mr. Root set me up too, because this is a lot of information for Gina, so he's very impressed here. I'm going to do my best with the aviation acronyms and knowledge here. It's my honor and pleasure to award Gina Soto the North Campus Applied Arts Student of the Month. I've had the privilege of teaching Gina throughout all 4 years of her time here at LT. Gina has taken almost every aerospace course offered here, including Aviation 1, Aviation 2, Drones, and Principles of Aeronautic Science. Through Gina's hard work, she will leave LT with 3 college credit hours from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University and a commercial drone pilot license. It's awesome. Gina has always performed above and beyond expectations. She's always willing to help other students and her peers look at her for help and guidance with concepts they may be struggling with. She also performs extremely well during flight simulator sessions and during traditional assessments. During the summer after her freshman year, Gina was selected by the Experimental Aircraft Association's Chapter 461 at the Clough Airport as a student intern. Throughout the summer, Gina spent many hours at the airport in the hangar, helping the EAA chapter thrive. After Gina's internship ended, she continued to spend time with the chapter and has helped to create a kids club for the organization to continue to inspire future young aviators. Additionally, She has attended the EAA AirVenture in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, home of the EAA headquarters. AirVenture is an annual week-long fly-in air show and a gathering of over 600,000 aviation enthusiasts and over 10,000 aircrafts from all over the world. The thing I'm most proud of with Gina is her assistance with the Young Eagle flights. The Young Eagle program facilitates free introduction flights for children ages 8 to 17. For many children, this will be the first flight and is the first step of a lifelong love of flight. Gina, you may not know this, but I was, not me, Mr. Root, one of those children who participated in the Young Eagle Flight program in August of 2002. This was at the Oshkosh Airport, home of those EAA headquarters, in an experimental Vans RV-6A. Looking at Gina's entries in the Young Eagle logbook will reveal an interesting line up to the aircraft that Gina has flown, including a Robinson R-44 helicopter, a Cessna 172, and an Aeronautica Champ, you can correct me later here, Gina, and an experimental Bearhawk. My Young Eagle flight was an experience I'll never forget, and I'm so proud of you for helping other children make the same memory that I cherish so very much. I would also like to highlight Gina's fundraising for the Special Olympics Illinois through the Polar Plunge. Over the past several years, Gina has been one of my top fundraisers and most enthusiastic plungers. Gina's fundraising efforts have been instrumental in LT's achievements over the past several years. With Gina's help, our team has raised over $125,000 for Special Olympics athletes in Illinois since LT has started their plunging. While COVID may have put last year's plunge on hold, I know that she will be jumping in Lake Michigan with us this February. Gina has an excellent work ethic, is very passionate and driven about aviation and helping others. I'm very grateful to be given this opportunity to work with Gina, and I look forward to having her in class through the rest of the semester and the rest of her senior year at Aviation Club meetings. Gina will be continuing her path in aviation after graduation, and I'm confident that she will continue to excel both inside and outside of the halls here at LT. Congratulations, Gina. I couldn't imagine a more deserving student. Phenomenal job, Gina. Awesome to hear all those awesome things that Mr. Root had to say. Next up, I'm going to present for Mrs. Soxtelis from Family and Consumer Sciences, and she is going to nominate and present Lexi. Lexi, come on up. Is Lexi here today? No? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and read this about Lexi here on behalf of Ms. Soxtelis still. Every day, Lexi impresses me more and more. She's always prepared and is at the top of the class with the requirements. She's in the early childhood internship class, which leaves 4 days a week, and works with an intern at Highlands Elementary School. Because they're not with me every day, they need to be self-motivated to get things done when need be. Lexi is very timely and get everything completed, from scheduling to have me come virtually sit in her classroom, getting the weekly assignment completed at a very high level. She's a very mature student who takes her education seriously. Her cooperating teacher at Highlands said this about Lexi. Lexi is extremely responsible. She arrives on time every day, and she jumps right into the classroom without any hesitation. She is very respectful to all staff and students and assists students when they need it without any prompting. Lexi is going to be an amazing teacher one day. I couldn't agree more with what her cooperating teacher said, and I wanted to congratulate Lexi on this accomplishment. And last but not least, I am going to present Ellie also on behalf of Mr. Robinson. Come on up, Ellie. This nomination was for French for Excel, and this is what Mr. Robinson had to say about Ellie. Ellie has been my student for 2 years now. Whether it is remote or in person, Ellie always has a positive attitude and is a positive role model in French class. She consistently demonstrates admirable qualities, such as diligence by always completing her work, having concern for others by helping those around her, or making review materials for the entire class. She has respect for herself, her classmates, and her teacher. Ellie's enthusiasm for French is evident every day, and for all of those reasons, it's my honor to nominate her for December Student of the Month. Bravo, Ellie. That is going to conclude our presentations for this morning for Student of the Month. Before we leave, I did want to thank a few people. I want to thank again LTTV and Candy Faye in the back for filming our ceremony. Thank you, Candy. This will be available online for you to view also later. I'd also like to thank Miss Karen Jacoviak right here by the door. She's really the brains behind this operation and helps to organize every aspect of it, so thank you very much, Karen. For the students, once again, we've heard so many great things that you're doing here at LT and the community. Congratulations, you've set yourself apart from other students here with all of your hard work, your commitment, your integrity, your thoughtfulness, academic success, leadership, and your positive attitude. And last but not least, I want to thank all the parents that are sitting out here too today. Without your continual support, your commitment, your guidance, we wouldn't have such fine citizens to recognize here in the halls of LT. Thank you so much for coming. Have a great rest of your day.